Have you ever wondered about the historical significance of Gaza, a small yet impactful region in the eastern Mediterranean? This narrow strip of land, with a history that stretches back thousands of years, has been a crucial player on the world stage, despite its modest size. Gaza's historical significance is largely due to its strategic location. It acted as a gateway between the East and the West, a meeting point for cultures, and a hub for trade and commerce. This geographical advantage brought it under the notice of various civilizations, each leaving an indelible mark on its history. Let's take a trip down the memory lane to ancient times when Gaza was known as Gazat to the pharaohs of Egypt. The Egyptian pharaohs were among the earliest to recognize the strategic importance of Gaza. They incorporated it into their empire, using it as a military and trading outpost. From the Egyptians, the baton of control passed to the Greeks, who also called it Gazat. The era of Greek rule, marked by the reign of Alexander the Great, saw Gaza transforming into a center for Hellenistic culture and learning. As centuries rolled on, Gaza continued to be a coveted prize for empires. It was successively ruled by the Byzantines, Romans, and Ottomans, each leaving their unique cultural imprints. The Byzantines fortified it, the Romans reconstructed it after a devastating earthquake, and the Ottomans used it as an administrative center. Throughout these changing times, Gaza retained its significance as a crossroads of different civilizations. It absorbed influences from these various cultures, shaping its unique identity. Thus, Gaza's rich ancient history paints a picture of a bustling hub of trade and a crossroads of many civilizations. This historical legacy adds another layer of complexity to the region's current geopolitical significance. Despite the many challenges it faces today, Gaza's past reminds us of its resilience and enduring importance. Gaza's modern history is closely tied to the Palestinian people, but how did this connection come to be? To understand this, we need to rewind to the middle of the last century. The year was 1948, and the Arab-Israeli War was in full swing. This war, sparked by the declaration of the Israeli state, had profound effects on the region, including Gaza. In the aftermath of the conflict, Gaza didn't become part of the newly formed Israel. Instead, it came under Egyptian administration, marking a significant shift in its political landscape. Now let's fast forward to 1967, to the time of the Six-Day War. This conflict saw Israel occupying Gaza, among other territories. From then on, Gaza found itself in the middle of the enduring Israeli-Palestinian conflict, becoming a hotbed of tensions and a symbol of the struggle for Palestinian self-determination. The 1990s brought another pivotal moment in Gaza's history. The Oslo Accords, signed by Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization, established the Palestinian Authority's control over parts of the Gaza Strip. This led to the creation of two separate Palestinian territories, the West Bank and Gaza. These accords, though controversial and fraught with difficulties, were a step towards self-governance for the Palestinian people. However, these political shifts were not just lines drawn on a map. They had direct impacts on the lives of the people in Gaza. They shaped their identities, their struggles, their aspirations. Gaza, with its dense population and its status as a separate entity from the West Bank, became a focal point for Palestinian nationalism. The 20th century thus saw Gaza becoming a symbol and a focal point for Palestinian nationalism. With each passing decade, its significance to the Palestinian people and its role in the larger Arab-Israeli conflict only grew. Today, Gaza's story continues to unfold, marked by resilience, struggle, and an enduring hope for a peaceful future. Despite its historical significance, Gaza has faced immense challenges in the recent decades. A turning point came in 2007 when Hamas, a Palestinian political and militant organization, ascended to power. This development was met with a stringent Israeli blockade, a response that has had far-reaching consequences for the people of Gaza. The blockade has created a tangible barrier, a wall of restrictions around this small strip of land. It has severely curtailed the movement of people and goods, turning Gaza into an isolated enclave. Imagine a place where even the most basic commodities are hard to come by, where your ability to come and go is heavily restricted, and where the economy is in a constant state of flux. That's been the reality for the people of Gaza. These restrictions have led to an economic crisis of unprecedented proportions. Unemployment rates have soared, businesses have shuttered, and the cost of living has skyrocketed. The blockade has not only affected the economy but has also led to shortages of essential supplies. Basic necessities like food, water, and medicine are often in short supply. Electricity, a commodity we often take for granted, is available for only a few hours each day. These hardships have not been easy to bear. They have affected every aspect of life in Gaza, from the economy to healthcare, education, and beyond. Yet, the people of Gaza have shown an incredible resilience in the face of these challenges. They have learned to adapt, to make do with what they have, and to continue to hope for a better future. The past few decades have brought a series of blockades and restrictions that have deeply impacted Gaza's population. This is a story not just about the politics and the conflict, but about the human beings who live, work, and dream within this complex landscape. It's about the struggle for survival and the pursuit of a life of dignity and freedom, and it's a story that continues to unfold day by day in the heart of the Mediterranean. Gaza's story is not just about geopolitical struggles, but also about the human cost of these conflicts. This is a tale of resilience in the face of adversity, of a people who have endured through the most trying of times. In the years 2008 to 2009, the region was rocked by a grueling conflict between Hamas and Israel. This was not an isolated incident, but rather the beginning of a cycle of violence that would repeat itself in 2012 and again in 2014. These conflicts were not mere political disagreements, but full-blown wars that ravaged the region, leading to the loss of countless lives and causing untold suffering among the populace. The destruction of infrastructure was immense, leaving the region struggling to provide for its citizens. Buildings were reduced to rubble, roads were destroyed, and the already scarce resources were stretched to their limits. The impact of these conflicts was not limited to physical damage, but also extended to the psychological toll on the people of Gaza, who lived in constant fear and uncertainty. Perhaps the most heart-wrenching aspect of these conflicts was the impact on the most vulnerable among us, the children. They bore the brunt of these conflicts, their innocence lost amidst the chaos and violence. Their lives were irrevocably altered, their futures uncertain, their dreams shattered. The sight of children growing up in such conditions is a stark reminder of the human cost of these conflicts. These conflicts have brought about significant human suffering, sparking international concern and calls for resolution. The world has watched in horror as the people of Gaza have endured these trials, their plight drawing attention from all corners of the globe. It is a call to action, a plea for peace, a demand for a resolution to the ongoing conflict. It is a reminder that behind the political jargon and the strategic maneuvers, there are real people with real lives, caught in the crossfire of a conflict they did not choose. Amidst the hardships, the people of Gaza embody a remarkable spirit of resilience. The images of destruction and despair are often juxtaposed with those of individuals striving to rebuild their lives and communities. The human spirit, tenacious and unyielding, refuses to be extinguished despite the adversities. International organizations and humanitarian efforts play a crucial role in this landscape. They provide essential aid, from food and medical supplies to educational resources, reaching out to those in dire need. These efforts, however, are not merely about survival. They are about empowering individuals, fostering self-reliance, and nurturing the seeds of hope. Civil society organizations, both local and international, tirelessly work towards alleviating suffering. Their focus extends beyond immediate relief, delving into areas like mental health support, cultural preservation, and community development. They serve as catalysts for change, nurturing resilience and fostering hope amidst the ruins. Despite the challenges, resilience and hope continue to thrive in Gaza, fostering dreams of a better future. The spirit of Gaza, embodied in its people, remains unbroken, a testament to human resilience in the face of adversity.